start when. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for being here. Today, I'm very happy to be joined by Heike Strombach, finally, president of the Rebirth International Breathwork Association, RIBA, and one of the most experienced rebirthers in the world. It's a honor for me to be able to interview you, Heike. Thank you. Heike spent many years working closely with Leonard Orr, the founder of Rebirthing, and has been sharing this work internationally for decades. So this is a very special opportunity to hear her insights, her experience, and the essence of this work, the rebirthing breathwork, the rebirthing work. So I have a few questions for you, Heike, and let's start.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. So when did you first come into contact with rebirthing, and what inspired you to become a rebirther?
Well, I heard about rebirthing in 1989, so a long time ago while I was living in Australia, and the people were doing sessions. And on my way back to Australia, I went through the US and I came to Leonard Orr's training center, which was in California in Campbell Hot Springs in Sierraville. And there I had my first session. And my first session was feeling loved by God. And it was a physical experience of love. It was like making love with all of me. It was like all my cells, everything in my body was vibrating with love. And that was such a profound experience that I was blown away, and the love stayed with me for the next weeks. And I did have a few more very profound sessions that first week. I was doing a 3-week training in Campbell Hot Springs, so it was amazing. And as soon as I had my first session, I thought, that's so amazing. Oh, I want to also share that with other people.
Oh, wow. So that was so you were clear that you wanted to become a rebirther since your first session.
Well, the training, yes. Also the training in the sharings, and then the following seminars, I was introduced to the ideas that Leonard Orr thought were important as a package together with rebirthing, because for Leonard Orr, the idea that we connect our physical body to the eternal life and the eternal spirit was very important. And so when I had that real experience of energy moving me into the experience of my true higher self, then yes, it was so amazing. And I was already I was teaching in the nursing home and in nursing schools about death and dying, and I was taking care of people. So in my past, I've been a nurse specialized in geriatric care, and so teaching was something that was already happening in my life. I just felt like, wow, the whole world needs to know that.
I see. And was Leonard there in that training? Did you met Leonard?
No, he wasn't there. He was living with his family in Chico, California at the time, and with his first wife. And he came at the end of the first week. And I always teased him. He said, stay another 2 weeks. And I always teased him later. I said, well, I'm still here 28 years later. So So it just became my passion to learn and to experience and to give rebirthing breathwork sessions.
Okay. So tell me, what kind of person was Leonard D?
Well, you could ask different people and you get a different result. So he was
Yes.
unpredictable. And but for me, what touched me most, my first experience was that his love, his interest, his curiosity about people, his involvement in people's lives, and always looking at the best side of people. It was sort of like he was ignoring, or he was immediately forgiving the drama, because he kept focusing on the improvements or the good qualities in people. So he loved people. He really loved people. And when we were later, when we were traveling the world and leading trainings together, um, I was always amazed how he could tune in to the thoughts, the feelings, and the life of people, and make suggestions, really
Mm,
precise suggestions.
that's true.
So he had the ability to tune into people and
Mm-hmm.
to see the best in them, and support people to make even better choices in their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that always fascinated me. And no matter what else was going on, because he was a triple Scorpio, so he had very strong decisions. If he believed in something, he would follow those intuitive ideas that he had, and where he
Mm-hmm.
should go and what he should do. And but that I always felt I need to learn that. I need to learn that love, and
Mm-hmm.
overcome my own limitations, where my judgments, my shortcomings in my
Mm-hmm.
emotional life. So he was an inspiration to me all the time. So I loved the trainings with him. And he was very dedicated. So he was dedicated to Babaji. For him, Babaji represented the creator, the power that supports us, and is available to us in the physical body. And his dedication to help humanity really to find the way to reconnect to the divine grace and to the divine
Mm-hmm.
power. That dedication was also unshakable. His
Mm-hmm.
belief and his trust in the human development was unshakable and
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yes. Tell me about the spiritual values of rebirthing breathwork as Leonard envisioned it, please.
Well, Leonard got rebirth. His first experiences of rebirthing breathwork in the bathtub. So
Mm-hmm.
he had spontaneous experiences of the breath, and where they could lead him, they regressed him to the memories of his birth. And he developed it because he found out that the breath is the bridge between the spiritual and the material world, and also our emotional aspects. And so he hadn't met Babaji at that time. But when he met Babaji, he realized that Babaji was he said, I found rebirthing breathwork, or the modern form of breathwork, but Babaji is the creator of the whole world. And so he felt Babaji was the inspiration behind all of it. And 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 so he acknowledged Babaji as the creator of everything. And so the values that Leonard had in rebirthing was to connect us to the higher world. He wanted us and everybody and all of humanity really to have that experience of the eternal spirit, to have that deep connection with spirit. And for him, as he studied the immortal masters, for him it was the value was that it includes the physical body. Like when I was talking about my first rebirthing experience, my body in the powerful sessions that I had in the past, not every session is that powerful, but in those powerful sessions, my physical body was included in that state of eternal grace or love and harmony. So uplifting the physical body into the eternal, into the life, the conscious life of the eternal spirit, that was, he felt Babaji gave him the knowledge of rebirthing breath work to support people uplifting and mastering their whole being. And it doesn't mean that flesh structure, but transforming that flesh, that density into light, into the vibration, which is higher than the ordinary life. And the other value was that when we understand our thinking and the power of our emotional mind, how we either sabotage ourselves or how we are we can free ourselves, we can be creating a harmonious, loving life. So understanding the power of the mind is the big pillar also, together with the breath.
So you can see, sorry.
Go ahead.
So you can say that this power, this focus about the power of the mind is the one of the ways that you incorporate the spiritual values of rebirthing breathwork into the trainings, working with the power of the mind, with this this breathing the light into the body or something like this. This is the way that for you that these values of spiritual values are on the trainings.
Yes,
sorry for my English.
No, very good. No, exactly. So the spiritual value is not a theory. Through rebirthing breath work, spiritual life is a reality. That means when a theory, a religious creed says, you know, we are all one, or we are created in the image of God, or we are gods, as Jesus says in the Bible. With rebirthing breath work, and I'm very passionate about that, with rebirthing breath work, we have that as a practical reality in our physical body. We don't have to leave the physical body behind to experience the presence of the divine. And so but what blocks us is usually our mind. The mind is a problem because the mind is connected to the emotional mind. We have a rational mind, we have thoughts, but we have an emotional mind, which is basically the accumulation of our memories of our traumas, our experiences that didn't go so well. So once we heal those traumas and these blockages from our emotional mind, only then will we really be able to embody fully the divine self.
Mhm.
And so reversing breathwork for me is practical experience of life itself, of love, and of the grace of the divine power.
Mhm. And why is this focus on our divine essence so important for you?
It makes all the difference in the quality of our life.
Mhm.
When we are healing our trauma, that's one step. I mean, the basic step of survival of us human beings is we have food, we have shelter, we have our basic needs met. Then the next step up would be freedom to be yourself, to create. But that's not all. We in the material world, that's all. But there is a whole dimension or dimensions out there.
Mhm.
And when we tap into that divine power, all these higher octaves of life, then really life starts. That's my experience.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just thinking I want to become a millionaire on the material level, and maybe you reach your goal, and that's great. And in the process, you push everybody aside who's in the way. Well, for some people, maybe that's the goal. But once we have tasted the love and the connection, the empowerment, the grace, and the beauty of life, very practically through rebirthing breath work and through the work with the elements, by being with the fire, by breathing in the bathtub, through fasting, through reaching a state of purity. Once we have experienced that, we know that all desires on the human level, on the lower human level, is meaningless. The Indian scriptures, for example, say those things that are temporary, they taste good in the beginning, but if you keep having too much of it, they feel very terrible. And those higher spiritual accomplishments, maybe they are difficult in the beginning or they don't taste good, but
Uh-huh.
once you get there, then it brings you lasting happiness. So sometimes we have to work a little bit to get there.
Yes. It's like to appreciate the subtle levels, no? More and more and more.
Yes.
To
Yes. And so, yes, it's just gives us joy that is lasting. And that's not, when we get a new something, a new toy, that joy usually it disappears within a day, then it becomes ordinary. So you might have been striving for something for a long time. Once you have it, then it goes flat. And that's with all the material things. And so in my trainings, for me, it is really important to get to that quality of life and support other people in it. And of course, in the process, other things will, they will be given as well. So, and health is very, very important, of course, because once our health is not good, other things don't taste good anymore either on the material level, because if you can't enjoy it and you are in pain. So physical health which we accomplish through the purification practices, or we maintain through the spiritual purification practice, is also a divine gift and goal.
Okay, thank you. Another question. You spent many years traveling with Leonard D, as you said, and sharing rebirthing in different countries and cultures as well. So what did you learn from those experiences? What would you say you have learned more?
I find it fascinating. So with Leonard, it was always going deep into our emotional understanding who we are, because that is that gives us also access to our higher self. So when you go and travel in different cultures, you see on the emotional level how the culture and the country and maybe the karma or the collective consciousness of the people has formed different ways of dealing with the emotional mind. So the emotional mind, like if we just take the raw anger, like Germans are known for not hiding it. When you know a German and they're angry, that's usually not hidden. I worked a lot in Brazil. The anger, it took me a couple of years really to understand how the anger, because it's not so much openly expressed, people are nice, they're friendly, but how that comes in a different way, backwards.
Interesting.
And so how do we deal with our fears, for example? How do we overcome? How do we compensate? How do we camouflage our fears? Is also different. I mean, this is general, but how what is acceptable and what is not to show in as an emotional quality? Are we like also like in Brazil? A mother touches, like, let's say, just an example, in 1 hour, her child 100 times. A German mother used to touch her child maybe 5 times. So that has an impact, of course, on our personality. So the culture that we grow up determines a big part of who we become. And of course, we've chosen that life to come into this culture to heal something in our nature. So on my travels, I got different angles on how we as human beings can deal with our emotional qualities, because all human beings have the qualities of love, of hate, of anger, of peace, of jealousy, of greed, and
Yes.
well-being for other people. And so the borders are opening through the internet and through the modern way of life, through traveling. And now we're entering into a time where we have to develop our individual freedom, our choices. And rebirthing breathwork helps us to get in touch. What is really the purpose of my life? And what can I do in this life that really brings me fulfillment? What is the purpose? What did I come here to do? And that's so in the trainings, the value is how can I get in touch with my higher purpose, with my power, my internal power, and have a clear mind, not blocked and clustered with all the memories and the trauma that I had before, but how can I get in touch with my divine essence?
Mm-hmm.
The world right now is so materialistic, and people think that they can think their way through, and just with the rational mind power, the scientific mind can
Mm-hmm.
accomplish things, but we will get back to our essence, because that's so much more powerful and beautiful
Mm-hmm.
than the ordinary life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what do you feel is often misunderstood about rebirthing, even among practitioners?
Yes. So when as I'm sharing with you my goals for what, like getting people in touch with the higher power, how do I get through the breath to my higher power? Um, that is that is an art. That is something uh, that is not accomplished by forcing it. Leonard always used to say the breath is feminine and you can't force the feminine. And when you see like a lot of advertisement that's going on, including of people that are long time rebirthers, you see them forcing their breath, which has basically nothing to do with going into the inner silence, of going into the inner power, into my divine self. It's just trying to force my breath to give me something. And so I think what's misunderstood is, or what needs to be done is to surrender to the breath, to let the breath take you.
Mm.
Give up your rational mind and trust that the conscious connected breathing is the way, and you get yourself out of the way.
Mhm.
And so and the other thing is that it often involves big groups or group sessions, and Leonard wanted, especially in the first sessions, people to have, while they're going through that powerful experience, he wanted people to have total attention and support of a qualified rebirther. Because with the experience that we have, we can help you to get to that divine essence, to get into the vibration of love and expansion.
Mhm.
People feel expanded. They're not their mind, but their whole being becomes expanded.
Mhm.
And even in the first session, I had one just the other day, that where the person experienced that expansion beyond anything that she had experienced before.
Mhm.
And that's what I truly love. So the focus on the drama, on the trauma, the trauma, of course, we will be washed away and cleansed away. But the focus on acting out the pain of the past, instead of acknowledging that I am so much higher and so much more powerful and beautiful than anything in the past. And then at the end of the session, reaching true peace and harmony. And that's what Leonard wanted. He wanted people to experience that harmony, that peace, and that connection. And so that was his love for humanity. And so it's a gift what Leonard Orr gave us, giving us the power of the breath, because all modern breath work, everything, including Stanislav Grof, who had sessions with Leonard. Leonard was the creator or the developer of it. I mean, we have the breath, but Leonard got in touch with it and and the breath became a powerful tool again for us.
Mhm. Okay. So we have been offering this special advanced leadership training for over 5 years now, I think, no? And this year will take place in at the Riva Center in Germany. And what would you say can the participants expect to experience and take with them from it, from this SOT training?
Well, the SALT, the Special Advanced Leadership Training, one of the really powerful things is that you and me are working together. And of course, we have different personalities, and people get to experience a different approach. So they get to be with two real experienced breathing teachers and guides. And the SALT is for anybody who did a rebirthing breathwork training. It's like renewing your connection, renewing your intuitive understanding of the breath. And we will go deeply into some basic topics that we cover in the basic training, but we will enter them from different aspects and different standpoints. And of course, they will have breathing sessions. We will have an overnight vision quest. We will have sauna, and we will have the breathing sessions and examples, demonstrations of the breathing sessions, and new topics as well. So it will be a full-time program for the 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it also completes for the people the 400-hour training that we at REBA promote, so that people have a real deep understanding of the power of the breath. You know, nowadays everybody wants to learn everything and anything just in a weekend, but to understand the breath deeply, you need proper training, because you're also going to be responsibly guiding other people in the deepest experience of their life. Our clients usually say that this is the deepest experience they have. So in the SALT, we are really fine-tuning into the power of the breath. And we are using the elements, and we are using in the seminars, and of course in the exchange of breathing sessions.
And every rebirther will receive from us a very special, exclusive attention.
Absolutely.
To reach their goals, personal and professional.
Yes. Yes.
It's a beautiful opportunity.
Yes. And the people, yes, they don't have to be rebirthers or working as a rebirther, but just having the basic training. And if you want to refresh, if you want to re-empower yourself and reconnect, you know, it's my house, my center is in the countryside near Cologne. So flying to Cologne or Düsseldorf is easy, and enjoying nature here in my beautiful center in Germany, which Leonard Orr called his German home. So whenever he was coming to Germany or to Europe, he would usually come to my house, and then we together would take off, or he would go to places. And so he's come to your place in Spain, and I had the privilege of driving Leonard to Spain a few times. And so this house is also blessed by his energy.
Yes, it's true. So we can refresh the dates. It will take place from the 6th of June till the 10th of June, Wednesday. Saturday, but arriving on the 5th in the afternoon, Friday
Yes.
5th. 5th.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Heike, for sharing all your experience and your understanding, your inspiration with us. It
Yes,
will be
I think
really
rebirthing breath work, and that's why I'm so passionate about it since 1991, so 35 years, is the future of humanity. You know, we can help people to tune in to their divine essence, to their power, and the salt will especially be also a deep experience for everyone.
it's true.
And also our
So,
basic trainings that we both do, you in your summer school and me in my 3-week trainings. The next one actually starting on Saturday, and then one in July also. So thank you for doing this
a pleasure,
interview.
big pleasure. Always is a pleasure to listen to your experiences and your inspiration. It's a little bit like, or quite a lot, to like listening to Leonard, you know what I mean? I
Well,
can,
yes, I feel he is coming through. He wants me
yeah,
to yes, to step up.
we all step up.
Right.
Thank you very much, and also thank you for the participants to listen. And you are very welcome to the Salt in Germany in a few weeks.
We will
So see
stop
you
the
soon.
live stream now, and if you like to contact us,
Yeah.
my email address is Heike Strombach, Heike Strombach @gmail.com. And Irene, where do they find you?
To Rebirthing Jove. It's Jove, like my name, Jove, with yacht. I don't know how it says in English, yacht.
Yeah, J-O
O
V-E.
V E, exactly. Gmail.com. So
Okay.
thank you.
All
Okay.
beloved people out there, thank you for listening, and have a blessed evening and a blessed day. Om Namah Shivaya.
See you soon. Thank you. We stop now the recording.
Yes, I stopped the recording.